Yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm just talking about taking the good with the bad, because we all have to take the good with the bad from time to time. And it's part of living. I don't care who you are or where you're from or what you're doing. We all take good and bad things on board. We either take it in the right way or the wrong way. And sometimes we get it right and sometimes we get it wrong. And sometimes we get it right a lot and we get it terribly wrong. And I just wanted to say, like, the good and bad things in life will always point you in the right directions, but it's how you think about it and how you make yourself aware of your actions and your consequences through these good and bad situations. Because you're always going to learn, and you learn through experiences, mistakes, and taking the pain and being aware about why it's happened. And sometimes it's just nice to reflect. So sometimes every now and then, if you can, just sit back, if you're having a coffee or if you're on the bus, if you're walking in the park, if you sat down somewhere, if you're on your lunch break, just sit down and reflect on what could have been done differently. What is it that went wrong? And sometimes just think about what went really good. And sometimes if you think like this, you can think about what your action was, what the consequence to that action was. So then you can realise how your actions affect somebody else's actions and consequences for that person and those around you in that environment, and vice versa onto other environments, depending on whether you're working for a company or whether you're just, getting by dealing with different personalities from different places and different areas. And sometimes it's just being aware of, how you affect the situation. Should you be in that situation? How can you take yourself away from that situation? And there's always an answer to the problem and a solution if you sit down long enough and think hard enough about it. And the more you do this, the more you realise that it gets easier to think about the solutions to your problems, so you can think about your actions and your consequences. And this way you start to become more aware of what's around you, who you're speaking to. And I think that's what it's all about, being self-aware and being aware of all the different things that go off in your environment, so you can just be aware of, how you can affect the environment. And we should always try and stay positive with things and create good energy. And, we like being around good people, so just be a good person. And that's all I've got to really talk about tonight, okay?